Apparently, we are starting today by finding out what percentage of the population are NPCs.
What percentage of people walking the street do you believe are actually NPCs? What is an NPC to you in human terms? Is it possible that we all can become NPCs? What if this simulation only rendered a certain number of characters and everyone else you see are solely created just to fill the background?
8 specifically, the newest one.
That's the fourth one, right?
Yes, that is the fourth one. Super excited about it. And
Pause.
What?
that guy. You see that guy?
Yeah.
This player got stuck. This example makes me believe that some people actually understand this concept. Watch as the lady in the white car tries to get by, but there's 2 NPCs blocking the road. And as if she's in the new Grand Theft Auto game,
What are they actually
she
doing?
moves one NPC out the road. This tells me that this girl in the white car is actually playing the game. Everyone thinks they're awake, but the one sign of being programmed is believing that you're the one that isn't. What percentage of people you pass every day are...
That's a fair point. And I'm sorry for pausing the video, but I have to make a point here. That's actually a very fair point, because I don't know who in their right mind is going to drive a car, see 2 people blocking the car for no apparent reason, and they look like they were stuck like statues, and you proceed to move them out of the way? So who's the NPC in this situation? Is it the people that are stood there or the person coming out of the car? It's a fair point.
actively questioning reality versus simply following a script handed to them by society. Somehow we all can turn into an NPC.
Nah.
Now watch as she puts this player back into position as she takes off.
No way.
This looks like someone stuck in a suspended reality. This is not a normal behavior, and I can't help but to wonder, what is this person thinking about? If you look at the right leg, you see it's suspended mid-step as if the battery went dead.
Obviously, people do weird things, and there's probably a reasonable explanation for half of those clips. But then you get that one person who's just standing weirdly in the background, and now I'm thinking to myself, did somebody forget to render the rest of the map? But then you have this one woman who walks into the bus stop glass and continues like nothing happened. At least acknowledge the collision. She walked into the wall and recalculated her route.
So you guys, we were laughing about this like a few days ago, like a week ago, that you know, they're making watermelon seedless, everything seedless, so we can't grow anything. And now they're taking the tops from the pineapples. What?
Nothing says better for you than removing the one thing that allows us to regrow the fruit in the first place. Yeah, better for you, the planet, and the stores, so you keep coming back.
So my son was just now eating McDonald's. Took a bite out of his chicken nugget. Guys, what is that? What the f*** is that? This is what I pulled out of the chicken nugget from McDonald's. Amazing.
I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for you, bro. If you are eating McDonald's in 2026 with absolute confidence that you're eating real food, then this is your problem. Issue is you're finding whatever that is inside your chicken nugget, but you are not concerned about the ingredients of the actual chicken nugget.
Guys, at this point, we have to stop with this, all right? This is absolutely wild. Like, it clearly does not look like meat. He had the nerve to say it was 3D printed. That's impossible. Something is going on here, guys, and we need to take a break from meat, period. Straight up, bro. This looks like Twizzlers. Something is up with this. I'm not sure if this is ribs or something. I don't know what this is, but it looks like layers. Allegedly. This is what people are saying. I go to the grocery store all the time. I don't see meat like this. But it's so obvious that it's not real. Or is it? Allegedly. This is real meat. They bought it at the store. Something is going on here, guys. And I think we need to take a break from this. We need to start examining the food that we put in our stomachs, because this doesn't look real, even if it is real. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. This looks nice and tender. Put it on a barbecue grill. See what happens. I don't know what this is. Let me know if you know what this is. I'm out.
Why the heck does that beef look like it came from a Barbie dream house? Why does that beef look like you could put it in a box and return it to Argos? We've literally gone from grass-fed to Fisher Price. And for all we know, that cow was raised in a Lego factory. But before we do continue, do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video and leave your opinions in the comment section. And some of you are seeing that hype button, so please hit the hype button if you're seeing it there. And of course, do all of these things before you forget. Matter of fact, do it right now. And I'm not going to hold you hostage at all right? Let's move to the next clip.
All right, staying at this big Airbnb in Indiana. Tell me if this is weird or not. So, kids were playing in here in this spare room, and they pushed on this bookshelf. And this is what they find. Security footage. We go into the Hilton.
If I booked an Airbnb and I discovered a room that wasn't part of the floor plan, yeah, pretty much holiday's over. Why exactly does my Airbnb have a secret room with what looks like CCTV? Who am I renting the house from? Batman?
She wasn't supposed to say this. Selena Gomez exposed the cameras Ellen DeGeneres had hidden in her bathroom. And people think Ellen's reaction shows this was not a joke.
Hi. Can I tell you something?
Yes, what?
So I thought that you were gonna scare me when I came in. I don't know why. So in my dressing room, you have the bathroom with the cameras. So I put towels all over the cameras. And I went and peed in Kobe Bryant's dressing room because I was scared.
Well, you're right. I was trying to scare you.
Really?
You got here an hour early, and I was trying to scare you, and it was too late. So it doesn't matter if you put the stuff over the cameras. I had to be in there, and you got here before I could get. I was going to hide.
See?
You were right.
Yes.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Okay.
I'll get you, my pretty. I'll get you.
I'll say it again and again. Ellen, you're not dodging these allegations.
A perfectly circular sinkhole shows up in Chile 3 years ago. Reports say it's a collapsed mine, 200 feet deep, which is shallow compared to the rabbit hole just north of this hole. For 2,500 years, the Nazca Desert has been hiding these things. I had to make a part 2 because I did not realize, after breaking down the first one, the magnitude of what I was actually looking at. So if you haven't seen this first part, go now because it's about to get really weird. I'm trying not to exaggerate or put my spin on this, but these are just the raw facts. These are in the desert. They look random, but they're not. That line connects the axis, the center of 20 of these things, through a valley. There are 100 documented ones, and we know there are more. Many of these form a network in the desert that has lasted 2,500 years. Each glyph is hundreds of meters long. The lines connecting them are kilometers long, creating a colossal network. That's weird enough. That's where the weird starts. These are projections. Geometry only looks perfect from the air. So if you were to make these like they say, it wouldn't work. A string would distort the shape from the air. These go over mountains and hills. String on a stick would keep the geometry perfect on the ground, but it would distort it from the air. What they had to do was distort the lines from the ground so that they looked perfect from the air. And that's exactly what you see on the ground. So far, I've showed you the simple ones. The more complex ones are utterly mind-blowing. Guess how many more invisible lines you need just to reconstruct that guy? That many lines. You know how big this sucker is? 689 feet, 2 football fields, bigger. Geometric ratios that were used halfway around the world were used to create a perspective that we only first see in the Renaissance. So tomorrow, I'm breaking these all down and I'm going to post it on YouTube, because this drastically changes what we know about these people, and we don't need aliens to explain what they did. The Nazca culture was so smart, they hid a message in geometry for 2,500 years from me and you. And I think we're about to find out why.
So you're telling me that people made drawings so enormous that the only way to appreciate them was from the sky, at a time when apparently these people weren't able to fly. The ancient world has way too many things where the explanation is basically, yeah, somehow they figured it out. At some point, we're gonna need a real explanation.
Look up the artist Kim Noble. Just look up Kim Noble on Google and you'll see all of these strange silhouette, simple paintings with no skill of kids being trafficked, raped, tortured, and put in cages. What is that? You look up Maggie Geerlinks. She literally makes transhumanist, creepy, demonic, disgusting, real-life statues. Patricia Piccinini. Literally a bunch of kids being paddled, spanked, showing their buttocks. All these Podesta art collection people, but it goes deeper. Marina Abramovich literally is the modern Aleister Crowley. A lot of people don't know that. If you look at the Masonic Rite, Aleister Crowley was basically what Marina Abramovich was back then. There's always been these spiritual curators throughout history, and they're always selected by the same elitist Jews. And Marina Abramovich is simply one of them today.
Didn't they ask for her by name in Ukraine to go work with children? So you have this satanic witch getting sent to work with like orphanages and children in Ukraine, where lots of people have lost their parents. And she's meeting with like Hillary Clinton for spirit cooking, which is like mixing cum, blood. It's these satanic rituals summoning demons. They pretend it's art. It's insane.
And she's like this with Anselm Rothschild, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a very thin line between art and just straight up weird.
And I used to laugh about it, like, wow, this is an insane shoot for it to really not be acknowledged. And then I can't stand to watch myself.
Any fans of Jenna Ortega are questioning her transformation and wondering if she is just another victim of the system that runs deeply, hypothetically, through Hollywood. Must just be a giant coincidence that around the time she took the Wednesday Addams role, everything began to change and her career as well began to skyrocket. Another giant coincidence, I'm sure, is around the same time that all of this unfolded, pictures of Jenna Ortega, like the one behind me, surfaced on the internet. Just totally a normal picture. Last but not least, we have her in the Wednesday Addams outfit, literally doing the same pose. But again, I'm sure it's just artistic freedom, creativity, you know? It's to be provocative. There's no deeper, darker, hidden meaning behind all this. Right? It would be different if so many celebrities didn't go down the same exact path on their way to extreme fame and stardom. But these celebrity transformations are shocking to say the very least.
I'm wondering when all of these celebrities were notified to start joining the Skeleton Club. Because it seems to me like everybody is running this Ozempic Olympics. Or maybe her conscience was just swapped.
Guess what? Today, the Department of War dropped another UAP file release, 41 new files, videos, documents, images, and some FBI renderings. This is the 5th official release, and most of it, as far as the video goes, does have that familiar look, grainy military surveillance footage, infrared targeting displays, and heavily redacted reports, of course. But I will say that there are a couple of interesting standouts. For example, 6 of the videos appear to cover the same 2021 encounter. This happened over the Gulf of Oman. It says it's recorded from an AC-130 gunship during a live fire exercise. And dig this, according to the accompanying intelligence report, personnel saw roughly 25 UAP instances described as cold orbs. They were flying in formations, maneuvering aggressively, and possibly even reacting as the aircraft fired its main cannons. There's also a 2025 military aircraft video from the Middle East, plus a 2026 report involving 2 slow-moving black-hot infrared anomalies that were seen by a U.S. government special agent. The FBI interview files and the artist renderings, they might be the least convincing part visually, but don't confuse a rendering with evidence. There is value in the underlying witness statements, the source documents, sensor data, that's all being made public. So this is another official batch of unresolved material, and the government says more files will be coming. Which file from this release 5 do you want me to break down and do a deeper analysis on? Let me know.
Do I need to say much about all of this UFO, especially when it's coming from the Pentagon themselves? You guys know how I feel about this if you've been up to date with all our videos. Unless we get a HD 4K in your face on the news, it's legit. I'm pretty much not believing it. So let me know what you think, however.
What this reads, it says, do not respond to aliens without authorization.
Pardon me?
From the International Academy of Astronautics, if extraterrestrial life is discovered, notify the United Nations immediately.
United Nations?
This is 100% legit. And a lot of people are comparing it to the do not answer premise from Three Body Problem. It's super strange. But if you have the government people telling you, like, do not engage, do not interact with extraterrestrial life. It felt like we didn't need that. But
when did that come out?
July 17th.
What?
Do not reply to aliens on your own. The International Academy of Astronautics has updated its recommendations. If extraterrestrial life is discovered, immediately notify the United Nations.
Boom. PSA was sent out to the Chinese people from, I want to be correct, it's the Jingchu Network, an official state-backed news portal.
Oh, gosh.
This is legit. It's backed by the state, okay?
From the files that are being released to the movies that are being released, and now you're telling me that the government in China are telling their citizens to avoid the UFOs and the aliens. I don't want to say that this is the P word that begins with pro, but this does feel like grade A manipulation.
This is the most suspicious thing I've ever seen. The top image is a map of people who have mysteriously gone missing, a large portion of which have been children, and the bottom map is America's largest cave systems, and a lot of this overlaps with national forests. It gets weirder with the stories of children who have gone missing and then reappeared mysteriously. The first story is from 2010 when a 3-year-old boy was staying with his grandparents at a cabin in Mount Shasta, which, by the way, is one of the most active hotspots for weird disappearance. The boy's grandparents were watching him as he played in the backyard, but they looked away for allegedly just a moment, and when they looked back, the boy was gone. No screaming, no struggle, just vanished. The grandparents, friends, and family began to immediately comb through the forest and look everywhere for him with absolutely no sign. After a couple hours, the boy was found miles away in an area with such tough terrain, adults had a hard time getting there without gear, and it was too far for a toddler to walk in that amount of time, even on a flat paved road. Even stranger is that the boy had not a single scratch or bug bite, mark, dirt. He had no sunburn, literally no evidence he'd been exposed to the elements. No one has been able to come up with a semi-plausible human way he could have gotten there, but even crazier is the story he told of what happened. The boy said he was taken to a cave by his grandmother, but he knew something was off about her. Her eyes were mechanical, and he called her his robot grandmother. He claimed that the cave was filled with floating purses, spiders crawling all over the walls, and people not moving, scattered all about. Was laid on a glass table for observation and told something along the lines that he was made from the stars, and when he started to get nervous, he said his robot grandma let him leave, and that's when he was found. So many stories like this. Let me know if you want more.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that was a very bizarre story, but what took my attention was, if you go back, did you realize that this lady that was telling the story didn't blink once throughout telling that story? I mean, like, literally one time she didn't blink. That was creepy.
I think you should be ridiculously optimistic about your future. Everything that's in front of you, all the wonderful things that are coming your way. Just never forget you've got this one life to become everything you've ever dreamed about. You'll need to change, but that change can start today. I think you should be delusional in your dreams. Go after things that seem impossible, even when everyone you know thinks you're crazy. You just need to be permanently optimistic when you're thinking about your future. Just don't listen to those who tell you that you can't have what you want. Do not, under any circumstances, let them steal your dream. Don't give up on your dreams to fit in with them. Be alive. Be excited, inside and outside. You know, the tragedy for many is that somewhere along the way, they learn to settle with their lives. Do not be like them. I think you should dream bigger. Reach for the moon and the stars. The higher you aim, the farther you will go. You'll be scared. But being scared is being alive. This one fantastic life we have is our one chance to be ridiculous. Go for it. Try everything on offer. This is it. Don't look back in anger at what you could have done when you're old and grey. Go for it. Nice to talk to you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate this guy for such wise words. And as you know, with our rants at the end of our videos, I have to come with something that'll make us think a little bit, something to take away from this video. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like for me, as you know, we've been on this YouTube journey. It's been a very interesting journey. It's been great, to be quite honest. I have met a good few people here. Well, not met in person, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, we've spoken to each other in the comments. Some of you are on my Discord, and it's been a very cool journey, and it's only going to get bigger. You know, my aim, my next target for this YouTube is to reach 10,000 subscribers. And sometimes I look at it and I'm looking at myself right now, I'm like around 1,500 nearly. And I look at the 10K goal and I'm thinking to myself, wow, that is a powerful goal. But I do believe it so much so that I think I might be delusional. But I think that's what it takes to live this life. I think it takes a bit of delusion, a little bit of ego, you know, and a little bit of just trying something, because I do believe as well that this life is nothing without trying things. The monotony of routine, the monotony of doing the same thing over and over again, when you're not chasing things to where you can, you know, experience even further in life. You know, there's things that you can find to give yourself pleasure and moments. Do you know what I mean? And I think as long as you are not harming anybody, you're not harming yourself, I think go for it. You know, I think this kind of ties into what we spoke about in our last rant, in our last video, about how we can't allow the fear of getting all of this knowledge, all of this, you know, going down the rabbit hole. We can't allow the fear of that to be the hindrance for us experiencing life, because God didn't give us this to just, obviously, you know, we all have to live in our purpose, but also living in our purpose comes with its fruits as well. So I think it's important to be a bit delusional, go for what you feel, and yeah, it's the same for you guys. I hope you are doing the same. Anyway, I am going on a crazy long rant. I apologize. That's the end of the video. That's all I have for you. Newcomers, you'll see a video pop up here at the end of the video. It's recommended just for you, and I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. Take care of yourselves. Stay curious. Peace. I'm going to say it again and again, guys. I got a real special episode coming, so keep an eye out. And when it comes out, like the heck out of that video.